As a brain doctor, I'm shocked that these 4 medications are still being prescribed to seniors despite the overwhelming stroke evidence. Every 6 minutes, another senior experiences a completely preventable stroke. Behind these numbers lie genuine tragedies affecting real families. Recent research has uncovered something alarming. Many of these stroke cases trace directly back to the misuse of 4 extremely common medications. These are pills likely sitting in your medicine cabinet at this very moment. If you're over 60 or caring for an elderly loved one, the information I'm sharing today could genuinely save a life, along with much safer alternatives you need to know about. To truly understand the danger, we must first explore what actually happens inside your brain during a stroke. Picture your brain as a thriving city where nerve cells are homes, and your blood vessel network represents the roads delivering oxygen and vital nutrients to every neighborhood. Every single activity in this bustling city depends entirely on smooth traffic flow along these critical roads. A stroke happens when traffic on one of these essential roads suddenly stops completely. There are 2 main stroke types you absolutely need to understand. The most common is an ischemic stroke, which occurs when a blood clot blocks blood flow to part of your brain. Without their fuel supply, nerve cells in that affected area begin dying within mere minutes. The second type is a hemorrhagic stroke, which happens when a blood vessel in your brain ruptures, often due to weakened vessel walls or an aneurysm bursting. Blood spills out and compresses surrounding brain tissue, destroying cells as it spreads. Both stroke types are extremely dangerous and can be devastating. As you age, your brain becomes increasingly fragile and vulnerable, especially if you have high blood pressure, uncontrolled diabetes, and most critically, if you're misusing the medications I'm about to reveal. Before we dive into the details, I need to ask you something important. In your circle of family or friends, has anyone ever experienced a stroke? If yes, please type yes in the comments below so I know you understand just how serious this issue truly is. Now, let's start with the most familiar medication group found in nearly every household: Ibuprofen, Diclofenac, and Naproxen. These are names you probably recognize immediately. You reach for them whenever headaches pound, back pain strikes, or arthritis torments your joints. They're available over the counter at every pharmacy without any prescription required, which leads many people to believe they're completely harmless. However, the truth is far more concerning. For people over 50, especially when these pills are used regularly or in high doses, these seemingly innocent medications can transform into a genuine threat to your brain health. When you swallow these pills, 3 dangerous processes immediately begin working against your body. First, your blood pressure spikes significantly and suddenly. These medications force your body to retain sodium and water, which increases the total blood volume circulating through your system. At the same time, your blood vessel walls become increasingly stiff and rigid. Imagine trying to pump more water through an old, stiff rubber hose that's lost its flexibility. The internal pressure builds dramatically, and that's precisely what's happening inside your blood vessels at this moment. Second, your kidneys start experiencing gradual but serious damage. Think of your kidneys as your body's master filtration system, and these painkillers slowly harm this crucial filtering mechanism. This is especially dangerous for kidneys that have already been weakened after decades of hard work keeping you healthy. When your kidneys can't function properly, dangerous toxins begin accumulating in your bloodstream, causing harm throughout your entire body and particularly affecting your brain. Third, and most alarming, your blood becomes noticeably thicker and far more prone to forming clots than normal. These tiny blood clots can travel through your circulatory system, reach your brain, and create life-threatening blockages. When you combine all 3 of these dangerous factors together, your stroke risk can increase 3-fold compared to people who aren't taking these medications. But here's the good news: you don't have to suffer through pain without any solutions. Most importantly, have an honest discussion with your doctor about your pain management options. Ask specifically about paracetamol or acetaminophen, which are pain relievers proven to be much safer for your cardiovascular system and kidneys. Another excellent option is using topical gels or creams that contain anti-inflammatory substances, providing targeted pain relief directly where you need it without affecting your entire body. For those interested in natural approaches, turmeric stands out as an exceptional choice, with powerful anti-inflammatory properties backed by solid scientific evidence. You only need 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder daily, which equals approximately 1 to 3 grams, mixed with a small amount of black pepper to dramatically increase absorption in your digestive system. If you prefer something more convenient, turmeric capsules at 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily work wonderfully. Additionally, never underestimate the remarkable power of physical therapy and gentle, consistent exercise, which often prove more effective than any medication. But if you think these painkillers are dangerous enough, wait until you hear about the next medication category, often called miracle drugs, that most of us have tried at least once. Prednisone and dexamethasone are 2 names considered absolute miracles in modern medicine. When you're suffering from severe asthma attacks, persistent bronchitis, or intense arthritis inflammation, these pills deliver almost instant, dramatic relief. You feel better remarkably quickly, breathing becomes easier, and pain simply disappears. Because of this rapid and powerful effectiveness, countless people consider them wonder drugs sent from heaven. But hidden behind that medical miracle lies a steep price you'll eventually have to pay. And this price can become very steep, especially if you use them long-term without close medical supervision and monitoring. Corticosteroids attack your body through 3 dangerous pathways I call the destructive trio. First, your blood pressure will rise to alarming levels that put you at immediate risk. These medications force your body to retain excessive amounts of sodium while simultaneously depleting crucial potassium stores. This dangerous imbalance forces your heart to pump much harder to circulate blood, creating enormous pressure throughout your entire vascular system, especially affecting the tiny, delicate blood vessels in your brain. Second, your blood sugar skyrockets as if you just consumed an entire glass of concentrated sugar water. Corticosteroids severely interfere with how your body processes and uses insulin, potentially triggering what doctors call drug-induced diabetes, even if you've never had any blood sugar problems in your entire life before. This persistently elevated blood sugar gradually destroys your blood vessel walls from the inside out, making them simultaneously stiff and brittle, exactly like old, corroded pipes ready to burst. Third, dangerous LDL cholesterol in your blood increases dramatically, while protective HDL cholesterol decreases significantly. Your blood becomes thick and sticky, similar to honey, making it incredibly easy for dangerous blood clots to form. When all 3 of these factors combine and work together, your brain is facing a ticking time bomb that could explode and cause a devastating stroke at any moment. If you genuinely need corticosteroids for a serious condition, the most important step is developing a clear, detailed plan with your doctor. Ask directly and specifically about the lowest effective dose possible and the shortest necessary treatment duration. Don't hesitate to request thorough explanations about proper tapering schedules to avoid shocking your system when stopping. For those dealing with asthma or chronic lung inflammation, discuss the possibility of switching to inhaled medications instead. Inhaled corticosteroids work directly on your lung tissue with much lower doses required and significantly less impact on your entire system. Alongside your medical treatment, you can add natural anti-inflammatory supplements to support your body. Turmeric remains an excellent choice, along with propolis, which effectively modulates your immune system response and reduces harmful inflammation. Most importantly, closely monitor your blood pressure readings, blood sugar levels, and cholesterol numbers throughout your entire medication use period. I know this represents a lot of critical information that might feel overwhelming right now, but if you're still following along here, please type "follow" in the comments to let me know you're still engaged and that this potentially life-saving information is truly helpful to you. That's tremendous motivation for our team to keep bringing you vital, life-saving medical knowledge like this. Next, we're addressing a medication for a problem that over half of all seniors face but feel too embarrassed to mention, even to their own doctors. Oxybutynin and tolterodine are two medications commonly prescribed to treat overactive bladder and urinary incontinence issues. This represents a deeply sensitive issue that many seniors silently endure alone. The constant fear of urine leakage keeps them trapped at home, refusing to meet friends, and even afraid to laugh comfortably. These medications seem like lifesavers, helping them regain lost confidence and dignity. However, what most people don't realize is that these medications don't only affect your bladder function. They can silently attack your brain in ways you would never expect or anticipate. These medications work by blocking an extremely important chemical messenger called acetylcholine. Imagine acetylcholine as the complete electrical system powering your house, and these medications are essentially unplugging critical outlets throughout your home. The serious problem is that acetylcholine doesn't just control bladder function, but plays an absolutely crucial role in proper brain function and cognition. When these medications block acetylcholine in your brain, your memory begins gradually declining in ways you might not immediately notice. Initially, you might only forget small, insignificant things, but later, you could forget your relatives' names or completely forget the way home from familiar places. Many seniors assume this is just a normal sign of aging without ever realizing the medication itself is actually causing the cognitive problem. Not only that, you'll experience frequent dizziness, especially when standing up quickly or walking to use the bathroom during the night. Your fall risk increases dramatically, and every fall at an advanced age can lead to serious, life-altering consequences. Even more concerning, blood flow to your brain gradually decreases over time, creating small dead zones scattered throughout your brain that you're completely unaware of. Your brain is essentially experiencing power outages section by section, slowly and silently. Fortunately, safer treatment options exist for this challenging problem. Ask your doctor specifically about mirabegron, a newer generation medication that works through completely different biological mechanisms, doesn't affect acetylcholine levels, and proves much safer for your brain health. The cost might be somewhat higher, but your brain health and cognitive function absolutely deserve this important investment. Besides prescription medications, Kegel exercises represent an extremely effective natural method that many people unfortunately overlook or dismiss. With just 10 minutes of daily practice, you can improve up to 70% of your uncomfortable symptoms naturally. The technique is remarkably simple to learn. Simply contract and release your pelvic floor muscles repeatedly, exactly like when you're trying to hold back urine flow. Additionally, significantly reduce your caffeine intake from coffee and tea, and completely avoid alcohol consumption. Making this single dietary change alone can reduce half of your uncomfortable bladder symptoms. Don't allow embarrassment to prevent you from seeking safe, effective solutions that can dramatically improve your quality of life. But all the medications discussed above simply can't compare to this last medication type that's being frighteningly abused in senior care with consequences that can potentially result in death. Risperidone, quetiapine, and olanzapine are powerful antipsychotic medications that were originally designed and approved to treat serious mental disorders like schizophrenia. But what's currently happening in nursing homes, and even in private homes, represents nothing short of a medical disaster unfolding before our eyes. These powerful medications are being misused as convenient chemical tools to manage elderly people, making them more compliant and less troublesome for caregivers. When a senior becomes agitated, anxious, or experiences insomnia, instead of investigating and addressing the root cause, many facilities simply choose to medicate them into silence. Make no mistake about this. This isn't genuine medical treatment. This is using dangerous chemicals to control vulnerable people who can't advocate for themselves. The United States Food and Drug Administration has issued their most serious possible warning, known as a black box warning, specifically about using these medications in elderly patients. And there's an extremely good reason for that stark warning. Rigorous research studies clearly show that these medications double the death risk in seniors. Stroke risk triples dramatically. These aren't just dry, meaningless statistics on paper. These numbers represent real human lives lost unnecessarily. Their harm mechanisms are extremely varied, complex, and profoundly dangerous. First, your blood pressure can drop suddenly and dangerously when you stand up from sitting or lying down. This condition is medically called orthostatic hypotension. Your brain is suddenly starved of blood and oxygen, making you feel intensely dizzy, causing you to faint, and, in the worst cases, triggering a stroke from repeated temporary brain blood deficiency. Second, your heart begins beating irregularly and unpredictably in dangerous patterns. These medications interfere directly with your heart's delicate electrical conduction system, causing potentially life-threatening rhythm disorders. An abnormal heart rhythm creates ideal conditions for blood clots to form inside your heart chambers, and these dangerous clots can break loose and travel to your brain at any unpredictable moment. Third, your entire metabolism becomes completely destroyed and dysfunctional. Blood sugar levels spike dangerously high, bad cholesterol rises uncontrollably, and weight increases rapidly without any dietary changes. Many seniors develop full diabetes after just a few months of taking these medications. Blood becomes dangerously thick and sticky, increasing blood clot formation risk many times over baseline. If your loved one is currently being prescribed these powerful medications simply for agitation or insomnia in their old age, you need to intervene immediately and assertively. Become their fierce protector and advocate. Question the prescribing doctor firmly, but politely and professionally. Ask directly, why are these powerful antipsychotics truly necessary? Have other, safer treatment methods been genuinely tried first? What's the realistic discontinuation plan and timeline? In the vast majority of cases, the real underlying cause of agitation isn't any mental illness whatsoever. Perhaps they're experiencing physical pain, but can't effectively express it verbally. Perhaps they're suffering from an undiagnosed urinary tract infection causing significant discomfort. Perhaps they're simply feeling scared, lonely, confused, or disoriented in unfamiliar institutional surroundings. The genuine solution isn't hiding inside pill bottles with dangerous side effects, but rather in providing authentic, compassionate human care. Create a calm, familiar, comforting environment specifically for them. Play gentle music they loved and enjoyed during their younger years. Speak to them with gentle, patient, respectful tones that honor their humanity. Validate and acknowledge their emotions instead of dismissing or denying their feelings. Ensure they're not experiencing any physical pain, aren't thirsty, and aren't too hot or too cold. These simple, compassionate interventions often work far better than any medication ever could, and most importantly, they protect and preserve the patient's fundamental dignity and humanity. Antipsychotics should always be considered the absolute last resort option, used only for the shortest possible time period, and always with the clear goal of discontinuing them soon. As you've now seen throughout this discussion, these 4 common medication categories can quickly transform from helpful friend to dangerous enemy if they're used incorrectly or carelessly in seniors. I firmly believe that the best medicine for healthy aging doesn't come from pill bottles and pharmacies, but rather from proper medical understanding, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and receiving genuine love and attention from family members. If this video has opened your eyes to these hidden dangers, please hit the like button and share this immediately to warn others who desperately need this potentially life-saving information. Don't forget to subscribe to Senior Forge 365 and turn on notifications so you never miss our next important medical knowledge video. Click the video appearing on the right side of your screen to discover daily habits that increase stroke risk by 300%. Thank you for following Senior Forge 365, and I'll see you in the next video.